One of the things we realized is we did not have a clear definition of what time does the first case start. Physicians had one definition, anesthesiologists or anesthesia had different definitions, so there was not a clear definition. So we did create a clear definition, and it held all three people involved accountable to get there, the nurse, the doctor, and anesthesia. When we initially started, our cut time for 7:30 was about 40%, and now we run 98 to 99% that we start all cases.
Anesthesia induction is the start time, which means the patient is actually being induced. I'm actually pushing the propofol, which is our inducing agent in the majority of cases. So I'm making you unconscious for a particular procedure at 7 a.m. sharp. If it happens 1 minute later, it's docked. It's documented as a late start, which means that you have to be in the room already. The surgeon has to have seen you 5 or 10 minutes earlier. The anesthetist or the anesthesiologist has to have seen you earlier than that to go over all your lab work, your history and physical, make sure we know who you are, what we're doing. All that had to be done 10 to 15 minutes before.
Getting everyone on board to get started on time was, I think, the key thing that we did. And let me give you a story about that. One of our transporters, excellent employee, been here for years, always brought the patient to the OR late. When we found out what was going on, she had two jobs. She was the transporter, but she always made coffee for the doctors when she came in the morning. And her primary job was making coffee for the doctors. So if she came in at 7 o'clock, she made coffee first. Right away, the surgery schedule is falling behind because she's busy making coffee for the doctors. Very loyal, and we all felt like, wow, she's very dedicated to the doctors, but it throws the schedule off immediately. So making that small correction helped to expedite the process.
And we trained the nurses to document why the case did not get induced at 7 o'clock. And if it was the doctor was late by 2 minutes, he got a letter. And I would bring the letter to the OR before he got out of surgery, usually. So he would question it, he could dispute it with the OR committee. And then we definitely had stipulations. So many lates, you would lose first case start. So we had the accountability part, we had the metrics in the dashboard to show the physicians.
We used the dashboards as a way of stimulating people. It made you aware of what you were doing, and it was frustrating for some physicians because they didn't like the fact that this was signaling out the fact that they had not met the criteria that had been laid down by the OR committee. They didn't like it, but on the other hand, they knew that their colleagues were looking at it, and that if they had been late one day because of some delay by them, it put a little social pressure on them to perform a little better. And I thought the dashboards worked real well from that perspective.
When that discipline is there and everybody knows, hey, this is for real, this case is going to be ready to go on time. So you get upstream from that, whoever it is, has got to get their stuff done.